Alright everybody, what's up? What's up? It's Super Bowl Sunday, and I got a little quick one for you. I want to throw out real quick because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything this evening. I'm going to talk about two stocks, Texas Roadhouse and Rocket Lab, and then maybe I'll do another one after that. But I don't want to throw too much at you at the same time because of the fact that you get too long. And I was looking at some of my other videos, and I'm going, man, that's just too much. I was getting bored with it. So anyway, real quick, I made Homeboy's chili. I got AB right here, right? Smoking and grilling with AB, and I usually like his recipes. I looked at his chili recipe, and I looked at Homeboy's chili recipe, and I gotta go with Homeboy right here. So check it out.
Yo, so it's cold as I don't know what outside, so let's make some chili. Go ahead and grab y'all a piece of cornbread and let me show y'all how to get down. So first steps, we're gonna get some chuck roast that I cubed up into about 1/2 inch pieces, hit it with some salt and pepper, cook that over medium-high heat to sear for 4 to 5 minutes, and I set that aside. Next, I cooked down 2 pounds of some ground beef, and then I drained it with some paper towel. Reduced the heat to about medium and added some chopped up bell pepper and yellow onion. Give that a good mix, and then go ahead and add that chuck roast back up in there. Now let's work. So we're gonna get 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, some tomato sauce, and some diced tomatoes. Hit it with some beer and some beef stock. Give that a...
So I hit it with, I used Sam Adams Boston Lager, the beer. Yeah, that was on point.
good mix. Let's hit it with plenty of seasoning. We got some cayenne, some smoked paprika, chili powder, cumin, some nature seasoning, and then my seasoning that's going to be hitting the market next week. Cook that for about an hour and 15 to an hour and a half to let that chuck roast get nice and tender. Then go ahead and add some black beans and then some dark red kidney beans. Cook it down for an additional 30-45 minutes. Then go ahead and plate this in your favorite bowl. Guaranteed it's going to be the best chili you ever had.
I'd say my beans probably took about 30 minutes. I put them in my Dutch oven and cooked them in that. And it took about maybe 30 minutes. But yeah, they were nice and tender. But yeah, the flavor, that chuck roast gives it a whole different flavor, man. Kind of changes it a little bit. I'm not sure if it was just the chuck and the Boston Lager. That's the first time I ever added beer to and anything like that. But yeah, good recipe. Y'all gotta check it out. And it's easy to do, easy to make. I mean, that was probably the easiest chili recipe. I have another chili recipe that I got that it's just kind of, I don't know, but this one was simple and really good. You're gonna like it if you hook it up. It doesn't take that long to fix either. Maybe 2 hours to do the whole thing. And that's just cooking time and whatnot. Because you gotta have to let that chuck roast get tender. So, and I probably made it like 1/2 inch cubes on the chuck roast because I had it. I did the I think he said an inch cube or something like that, and I tried that, and it kind of like they swole up or something. They got bigger, and I didn't want them that bigger, so I ended up taking them out and cutting them down, and then putting them back and cooking them a little bit more. But other than that, yeah, that's a good recipe. So y'all check that out. Alright, so now let's get to why we came here. So, Coinbase. Doji for the last 4 days, or I don't know if that's called 4 days or whatever, but because it's Coinbase, and Coinbase continues to run all the time, so anyway, that's what we're getting out of Bitcoin so far. All these dojis. Got these pointers back over here, one on the 3rd of February and the other one back on the 13th of January, so we may be coming down to check out these pointers. We open up, this evening, this evening, 3 o'clock California, 6 o'clock Eastern time. We open up down here somewhere, expect to come down and come back down to close that window, or not window, but to come down here and reconcile this pointer. And if you look at it on over here, oops, what am I doing? Yeah, there it goes. Here, we put in that doji there on the 6th of February, and then the 7th, kind of took it out. and we fell out of our channel a little bit too, our range that we were in. We're still in this channel here, heading down. So we may be coming back down into here at to about 88,000. All right. So it looks like, yeah, we're heading lower on Bitcoin. Okay, so be careful with that. Oh, that's 3 stocks, I guess. All right, next up is Texas Roadhouse. And in Texas Roadhouse, we were up here at 206, then we sold off, ran into some resistance. Once we crashed through that with this bar here, we crashed through our support area at 184, and then it became resistance. And we've just been chopping around in this range for a while now, between 174 and 184, $10 range, right? So now we had our trade winds come up to act as some support, and it was working for a little bit, but now it looks like it's trying to break through. If we break through this 174 and get below this our 200 moving exponential, then we're probably going to head down lower to this 162 area. We got earnings coming up on the 20th, so that might be a catalyst to help push us higher, but we have to wait and see what happens. Who knows, they may start talking supply chain and all this other stuff, right? Because of the tariffs, we're blaming it on tariffs and whatnot. And but I think the president put a hold on tariffs for now, so maybe they might have something good to say. But we'll see what happens with that. But I don't see how the price of, of their supplies are going to be any worse than they were, because biscuits and steaks, I don't think the price of steak has gone up any. At least I know when I was at the grocery store, they didn't seem much higher than what they were in the past year or so. We'll see on that. But I suspect support in here, retest this, get a little more strength to bust up through that 184 and find some support, because this bar right here took a lot to get through that. So we gotta, make up for all that it took to get out here and put it back in, which I thought we were doing here, consolidating, and we're gonna push up through here right in here, but didn't happen that way, and it sold off some more. So if we get below our trade winds, then look out below. All right, and then next up was Rocket Lab. I wanted to talk about Rocket Lab real quick. Rocket Lab, I knew we were going to take off and get above this bar here, but I didn't expect it to come back and close below it. But we did maintain our support here at 27.20. Alright, so if 27.20 breaks down and we take out this bar back over here and expect us to come back down into $21, and so that's 27.05. I'm sorry, I think I was saying 21.20. 27.05. So if we break below $27 and get below this 25.52, then we're probably heading back down to 21. All right. We'll have to see what happens on Monday when we open up. The low of this bar here was 26.45. So if we put in a pointer below that and then turn around and head higher, because what happens a lot of times is, in my opinion, I still haven't been able to confirm that, but I think what happens is we get down here, people start to panic, they're selling, and somebody's got to buy it, right? And so whoever's buying it up down in here where people are scared and getting out, they're just taking in all that stuff that you're selling, and then next you know it pops back up on you, and you're like, what the hell, I just sold it, now it's taking off. Well, they've been waiting on you to sell so they can buy it up and take it back up. So, but at the same time, what do? Do you just hold on to it and get stuck with the loser and it just keeps selling because you ain't giving them that liquidity to buy it? You know what I'm saying? So it's a dirty game, so you got to be careful with that, right? So instead of waiting, maybe get out early. If you see it starting to sell off, get out early and then wait and see where it stops and turn around at, and then get back in. Um, but don't sit and wait, and then you start to feel too much pain, and then you want to jump out. If it takes out this bar here, then most likely you're going to continue to head lower. Right, but you're already almost at 75% of that bar too, so, what do you do? What do you do? Most likely you just sit and wait for the green bar and then jump in at the top of that green bar and ride it up. But that was a big green bar right there, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. It was a nice push up too. Ooh, it looked real good. So, you gotta be careful with that. It was a daily bar. So, when it got up here, if it couldn't stay up here, then you should have been getting out anyway. Alright, because this happened at the later part of the day, I'm sure. And I'd have to go back and look at that on a, so that didn't happen. So it hit a peak at, what time was that? 8:52 a.m. it says. Yeah, about 8:52, about 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, it hit up here about 9 o'clock. Then it sold off to about just below here. Then it tried to push back up, and then it continued to sell off back down into here again. So yeah, that was a nice push up in the morning. And it had a double top and sold off. I couldn't watch it. I was in the trade down here when it took off, and by the time I got to work and got it and had a chance to look at it, because I was busy on Friday, and look at it, it was already sold off back down in here, and I was like, man, y'all did it to me. But that's my own fault for trying to do something on a Friday knowing I got bills to pay. So but yeah, that's that. So I suspect, and even so, it came back down in here. It still, found some support at that 27.22 and bounced back up. But it's down and around in here right now. So this doesn't hold, like I said, expected to pull back lower. And if we take this bar out, then I suspect to go even lower this time around, because it's, it was fighting it here before, it made that a new high, but it couldn't maintain it, and it came back in here, consolidated and pushed up, tried it again, got rejected. So it's been getting rejected in that area, so that area means a lot. And of course here, this bar here, it took a lot to get up through it and came back, so we should be finding some support in here, but just never know. Alright, we're still in the bull market on this one, on Rocket Lab. We got our trade winds coming up way down here, so they're pretty far away. We got this window down here that needs to be reconciled, and if it breaks down through here, it may want to come back down and reconcile this window before trying to go higher. But that's a big travel if you just see it chopping around, but still heading lower, making lower highs and lower lows. Then it's just chopping around, taking the slow way down, so you just lull you to sleep while it's taking your money away. So that's all I got for now. Try Homeboy's chili. It's bomb. Try that, put a little Boston Lager in there. Just, I don't even think I put the whole bottle in there. I think I probably put half a bottle in there, maybe a little bit more than that. But anyway, just a bottle, 12-ounce bottle. I might have put about 10 ounces, and I think his recipe calls for 10 ounces. So, and then the seasoning, yeah. But I did maybe of the all-purpose seasoning. I might have put two teaspoons of that instead of just one, because it was just, for me, it wasn't, I kind of like a little more seasoning in my food, maybe more than I should, but because I was making it for other people, I didn't want to do too much either. So so I put maybe about 2 teaspoons, But start off with one and see how and taste it and see how you like it, and then kind of slowly add a little bit at a time. Don't do too much though. Um, but yeah, good chili, good chili. I ain't gonna lie, that chuck sets it off, changes the whole chili dynamic. To be honest with you, the flavor from that chuck roast. But yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Rocket Lab, Texas Roadhouse. I'm gonna do another one. Um, I'm trying to keep these short because they're just too long-winded. I was looking at some of my other videos and there's just so much going on, so long. I was getting bored with them myself, so try to keep you entertained. I won't make them as long. All right. So that's all I got for now. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Have fun today. Be safe. Be sane. Don't drink. Don't drive. If you drive, don't drink. If you do, don't think anybody's coming to bail you out. All right. That's all I got for now. Be careful out there. These markets are crazy.